Because at the end of the day, when revenue requires more energy than it used to,
right,
your model, my friends, is leaking efficiency.
Sometimes you sense it before you recognize it. Meaning, like, gosh, it feels like I'm working harder than I ever have.
Sure.
Well, that's probably true.
Right.
So, and that would encourage you to go look at it and find out.
Yeah.
Are our margins getting smaller? Are we working the same for less, or are we working harder for the same amount?
So you can stick to anything for 90 days, can't you? Right. So, like I'm about to be bionic. All the supplements I'm on now, I expect to be flying in the next 90 days. Right. All of the businesses that stop doing holiday parties,
right,
because in the name of COVID,
right,
and they say, you know what? I like saving this money.
Right.
No more. And then they wonder why their culture is jacked up.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, that's that is a Lord have mercy.
100%.
A Lord have mercy moment.
Ah,
So,
podcast.
you know, it's
Listen,
it's feisty out there. I'm just going to say,
It is
don't
feisty
dig
out
too much into the previous pre-recording topic,
Right,
but
that's
it's
exactly
feisty
right.
out there. I'm just going to
feisty.
say that it's feisty.
Yes, it is feisty indeed.
Yeah, and I'm through with this weather. So
Yeah.
I'm about done with that.
Yeah. Isn't it time for a trip to
Punxsutawney Phil can suck it. Whatever that was a few weeks ago, whatever bad decisions he's making.
Yeah, we're paying
First
for it.
off, folks, let's not let a groundhog determine. But that just shows you the thought process. I mean, why I've looked into this, I do not know. Don't ask me. But Punxsutawney Phil's prediction rate,
Right.
I think he's running about 28%.
Okay.
So he'd be fired as an economist.
Yes.
He'd be fired as a weatherman.
No, he'd still have to keep his job as a weatherman. He'd be fired as an economist.
Now, I worked with some good weathermen back in my TV days.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
I don't think, I think they're standing there looking at the radar. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as that. I don't think their batting average is that. But 28%, 28% from the field goal line, you suck as a free thrower. Like, so I don't know.
Agreed. Yeah.
But whatever. I'm ready for that to be done.
Yep.
I want to get to the short sleeves. I'm ready
Indeed.
for the short sleeve action.
Yeah.
Well, folks, you are at the right place. Don't change that dial. No, please don't. Please don't.
That's right.
We're super excited to have you here as always. If you're not sure where you are, let me tell you. You have arrived at the Grow Business Podcast. That's right. Just climbing all over the internet. Video. Hope you could be streaming us. Love for you to looking to boost the YouTube activity. So love for you to stream us and watch us as we do our thing.
Yeah.
You got to look into boom. We just looked into the camera.
That's it.
Yeah. But we're super excited to have you here. I am your host, Corey Mosley. Joined by my illustrious, I'm trying to come up with a new word every week for you. My illustrious co-host. He's made it to the marquee. LG007, Lon Graham is here.
Voice of reason.
It's good to be here, Corey.
Yes, and as always, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
We see what's going on. We pace ourselves.
That's right.
Willie H is here.
Hit the buttons.
Our man making the magic happen. If you like how the show is cut and shot, there you go.
Yep.
If not, send your complaints directly to Willie H. Look him up online.
Hold on, Buckaroo.
That's right. Well, folks, we have another great show for you. We're here to do one thing, help you grow your business. Our audience of business owners, we're not a startup show. We're not, if you're thinking about getting into business, you can certainly get value from what we're talking about, but we're really focused on helping business owners and C-suite executives that are influencing the growth of businesses, helping them do one thing. We put it in the name and grow. We do that based on our 5 pillars of growth. Lon Graham's going to tell you what they are.
I am. They are mindset, sales, marketing, operations, and people.
Absolutely. He nailed it. I talked more about this in greater detail in my latest book, Position for Growth. Encourage you. Just got an email today from Amazon. Royalty payments are on the way. So I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Coming consistently.
Yeah.
So,
congratulations.
How do you think we do Chick-fil-A Fridays around here?
There you go.
We do that on the road too. So appreciate but in all seriousness, appreciate the continued support of the book. It is doing very, very well. And you can also get it on Kindle as well. And one of these days, we're going to get the Audible done. Somebody messaged me the other day. They're like, I was looking for your book. I really wanted to get your book, but it wasn't on Audible. And I'm like, stay tuned. It's on the way, folks. I promise. So today is like it's like any other day where we want to dig into an interesting topic.
Okay.
Today's show, we are talking about, is your business model quietly expiring?
Oh, okay.
So we're going to talk about 5 warning signs, give you some what to do. As always, we never leave you with just the problem.
Right.
We want to leave you with some solutions. So
Absolutely.
So we want to do that. And for many of you, you may be at different stages in this process, right? So, for some of you, you may be listening right now because business isn't going the direction you want, right? Is failure kind of creeping in to the process? Is it aging? Is the business just aging in a way that it's not, going in the direction you want? Like, you're still profitable, maybe you're still respected, you're still known in your market, but underneath the surface, your business model may be quietly expiring. And, the real dangers we've often talked about is most businesses don't collapse overnight. It becomes, that death by 1,000 cuts.
Right.
And the slowness, maybe you're slowly becoming less relevant in the world. So we want to talk about these warning signs. We're going to stay with our magic number of 5, talk about some warning signs that, your model, may need a little looky-loo, it may need some attention, and ultimately what you can do about it, because certainly awareness without action does not create growth.
Correct.
So what do you think about that topic today?
I think it's a great topic. And, we've talked about, recently we've talked about strategic partnerships. We've talked about, growing your business in different areas and aspects.
Yep.
And this is really more of a protective measure, recognizing things before they get to be too big.
Right.
Yeah, so I like it.
Excellent. All right, well, let's dive right in. Let's talk about strategy number 1.
Okay.
So your customer has evolved,
Okay.
but you have not. Right? So let's talk warning signs. So what does that look like when I say that? Okay. So your messaging hasn't changed in years.
Right.
Your service delivery looks the same.
Okay.
Your website feels dated. We love to talk about that.
We do.
That bad.
And actually haven't talked about that in a minute.
It's been a while.
I haven't talked about websites.
Yeah.
That needs to be its own episode. And then finally, you're just attracting fewer ideal clients.
Okay.
And I think that's the distinction, ideal clients, right? So, there's leads, then there's the leads that you want, or the leads that are in alignment for what you sell, right? Somebody, you sell a $5,000 product, you're not trying to attract somebody who wants to spend $5.
Right. Well, where you really see that is at the top, right? We talk about the top 10 to 20% of your clients, or your repeat clients, your ideal clients. The bottom 20%, 10 to 20%, you're going to get churn because those people are looking for deals or opportunities.
Right.
But if the people at the top continue to get smaller, either in percentage or in revenue, that's an indication that you're no longer providing the level of service either that they expect,
right,
or that or you're not keeping up with them in terms of their lifestyle or what they're doing and how your business is supporting their growth.
Right.
This might be a guy I want to work with.
Yeah, no, 100%. I love that. Fundamentally, your customers' expectations, and you think about what we expect now as customers, or what you expect as a customer in the things that you consume.
Right.
Many times the expectations have upgraded.
Yes.
Right. Whether that's in the form of speed, level of service,
right,
and certainly things that people took away. There's a lot of service things and soft touches that people took away, like during COVID, as we still even talk about that today.
Yeah.
That they never returned.
Right.
Like, not even on the customers. The first thing that popped in my head is like, and this is more an employee conversation, but it popped in my head, like all of the businesses that stopped doing holiday parties.
Right.
Because in the name of COVID.
Right.
And they say, you know what? I like saving this money.
Right.
No more. And then they wonder why their culture is jacked up.
Right.
But go ahead.
Have mercy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the word that I use a lot is validated. And what I mean by that is the customer experience validates the customer. And so when they feel like that experience has changed, and it can be speed, it can be responsiveness,
Right.
it can be, you may have a luxury product and customers are willing to pay for your luxury product as long as they feel like it's a luxury product or a luxury service. And so when that erodes,
Right.
and the perfect example is the holiday or Christmas parties or whatever you want to call it. Or, I dated a girl who worked in the alcohol business. She worked for a beer distributor. They had their holiday party in the end of January so that they could recover from,
Sure.
middle of November. So whenever
Yeah.
you do it, whatever you do, it's summer event, whatever it is. But if you're taking away the things that make the employees or your clients or your customers feel appreciated and
Right.
validated, it's eroding their willingness to do business with you.
Yeah, and I think, the other thing to consider is this is a great time or in that process to reevaluate, because many times customers have moved.
Yeah.
And not moved physically, but they've moved in terms of what their tastes are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's brands. I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. You're wearing a brand right now that 5 years ago I used to wear.
Correct.
And the demo skew's older anyway.
Right.
But and my buddy, we used to both wear that. We mirror a lot of brands that we choose, that we like similar brands. But we were just making that point. Man, I haven't been in that store in years.
Right. Okay.
And just, I think how their designs have shifted.
Yes.
Some of their merchandise. And then also, even I'm trying to dress younger and not older, right? So,
Right.
so like, but that's like a great example. So I don't know what that's done for them. I don't
Right.
know if, and I'm not going to say alienation. They may have just said, hey, we want to focus tighter on this demo. And that may be working for them. The same, I think, applies to how you want to look at, potentially as a listener here today, your business. Is your ideal customer profile, your ICP, the same as it was
Right.
5 years ago or 10 years ago, depending on the age of your business? Or has it changed? And then are you accommodating that?
Well, and the same people change, right? And you're either driving it or dealing with it. So if, when change happens, for example, you've matured, you've got more experience, you live a little bit different lifestyle. So the clothes that you wear are going to reflect that. The choices and the taste that you have are
Right.
going to reflect that. And it's perfectly fine if that goes away from what you were before. But your company, the people that we're talking to, you want to make sure that the people that are your ideal customer profile, if they're changing, are you changing to continue to stay with them? Or are you keep staying the same and attracting the next wave of that client
Right.
profile?
Right.
So it's what decisions are you making? And that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Making sure that you're making good decisions so that business doesn't erode.
Yes. All right. 2, because you get nothing for that. Apparently, I was going to compliment Willie H. And then here we go. Okay. Second strategy here.
Okay.
Conduct 5 to 10 direct interviews with your top clients.
Right.
Now, if you deal in volume, you might have to do this via more of a survey type thing, but
Right.
your professional services, if you're an insurance agent, who are the people? So get the honest feedback about
Right.
direction. The other thing I love, but from a strategic end, is if I have customer information, who should be buying from me that's not at the level that they used to?
Okay.
Right? So if I'm not coming in for sure, if you've got a nail salon,
Right.
and Jackie was religiously coming every 4 weeks,
Right.
and now that's not the case, and she's not coming in with busted nails, like maybe you're seeing her, once every other month.
Right.
Is she on rotation? Is she going somewhere else? Like, looking at that, like where I had a 70% reorder.
Right.
Like, and we do this, inside some retail organizations where you're basically saying, hey, I'm looking at the reorder history. This person was solid for X, Y, Z.
Right.
And then that tapered off. What happened?
Right.
Was it some condition that stopped you from that? Did something happen that we don't know about?
Right.
Because I often talk about in keynote presentations, that the average customer is non-confrontational by nature. Most people will go to a restaurant, have a bad experience, leave a tip, never come back.
Right.
They don't go looking for the manager. Like my aunt,
Right.
who will, she'll be eating at Ruby Tuesdays for free for the rest of her life because she's got so many "we're sorry" coupons.
It's it does two things, Corey. Going back to talking to your top 5, top 10 customers, it does two things. It gives you some real time perspective. It also validates. To go back to that word, validates. It validates them as being important. And when you're talking to them, they're giving you insight. If you take some of that insight and evolve your business, you can go back to them and say, "Hey, look, you told us this was important to you. We agree, and this is what we're doing to incorporate it into our business based on your idea." And in my daily sales job, we're doing that with a physical location. There's a place. There's some clients that we work with that have said, and it's down in the Tidewater area, and we're dealing with water. And if you're ever in that area, the water is a geographic barrier. Just absolutely is.
Sure.
And so we've had some customers that work with us say, "We'd like something on this side of the water," so we're building it. And I'm going back to them and saying, because you told us this is valuable to you, and because your patients, the people that you treat want access to it here, we're doing that. So my point in saying that is that you can learn how to evolve your business. And by learning from the top clients, your top ideal customers, what you're doing is when you make changes, you go back to them and say, "We made these changes because you recommended them."
Right.
And that's how important you are. We want to keep doing business with you.
Voice of reason.
There you go. Look at you. All right. Number 3, I'm going to do 3 and 4 together and get your comment. So 3 is update your value proposition language.
Okay.
Right. So what is referred to differently is, what is the why buy? Why should somebody be doing business with you?
Right.
And look at how you can modernize at least one part of your customer experience this quarter. So if you're not at the cutting edge of the customer experience movement, what are some ways? What's one thing that you can do, over quarter? I mean, like I say, you can stick to anything for 90 days, can't you? Right. So, I'm about to be bionic. All the supplements I'm on now, I expect to be flying in the next 90 days. Right. All my supplements. So, don't assume that they know what they value.
Right.
Right. This is an exercise in asking.
Yeah.
And asking them. Marcus Sheridan talks about this, right?
Right.
But your customers' expectations update, every 12 months, like the iPhone. Right. So your model should too, in terms of challenging that each time.
Woo. When the church say amen.
There we go.
All right, I exist.
There we go.
It's like you were getting all the flavor. What's going on?
Well, and you earned it. The language is a big piece, and clear. We talk about clarity. Clever versus clarity.
Yeah.
And is your message still clear? As your business evolves, talk about messaging, talking about value proposition. Does how you describe it clearly reflect the direction that your business has taken?
Right.
And does it represent the people to attract who you want to attract?
Makes sense. All right, strategy 2. And again, this is like warning sign, like things that are happening, right? So I'm calling it strategy 2, but situation 2 is really what it should be called. Is that it takes more effort right now to produce the same revenue. Okay. So you've got higher ad spend for the same leads.
Right.
You've got more follow-up required to close business. You're doing more discounting. You're under more labor pressure, right? So your effort is increasing, but your margin is not, right? Your margin's not getting better. So that could be a signal that your model is basically losing leverage.
Yeah. Very much so. And there's lots of things to look at that we can talk about, but or how to deal with that.
Yeah.
But recognize that, there's data to certainly validate it, but sometimes you sense it before you recognize it. Meaning, like, gosh, it feels like I'm working harder than I ever have.
Sure.
Well, that's probably true.
Right.
So, and that would encourage you to go look at it and find out.
Yeah.
Are our margins getting smaller? Are we working the same for less, or are we working harder for the same amount? Absolutely.
Yeah. And, so what's the fix look like? Well, you started to allude to it there. Audit the margins,
Right.
by product or service. The other thing is to look at eliminating or repricing your lowest 20% performers. And this was a big thing in our coaching program during
Right.
COVID, especially. I mean, this was something that we did that I coached restaurants through. It was, what is the stuff that you're not selling, or your bottom percentage of sales
Right.
for items that are getting ordered, that you're carrying inventory, right? Because it was about cash flow. It was about
Right.
all of those things, pricing. So it was like, hey, we had a client and he had a bologna burger on the menu. And I said, Frank, why are we? I said, Frank, what? So here was the kicker, though. So it was like,
Right.
okay, let's break this down. He's like, oh,
Right.
Our customers love the bologna burger. It's not according to your POS system.
Right.
You're like Miss Hattie coming in for her bologna burger once a week is not, because here is the kicker. You're carrying the bologna.
Right.
You're carrying the bun.
Right.
Now, mind you, he had limited things that involved buns.
Okay.
Because he was in a barbecue business and in like seafood business.
Okay.
So they weren't putting a lot of stuff on buns. I mean, they
Right.
used bread, but not buns. So you're carrying buns, you're
Right.
carrying lettuce, you're carrying tomatoes, you're carrying.
Right.
So he was carrying 3-4 other items to put together an item that was not profitable for him.
Right.
That he wasn't doing volume. So let's apply that hatchet to 3, 4, 5 of these products, get them out. That means your cash flow improves because you're not shopping for these items or ordering them. Your facilities, just in terms of space,
Right.
like it was the economies of scale to that
Right.
that now made it more effective. Now we got a more efficient menu, and you're seeing that everywhere.
Correct.
You're seeing, we were in somewhere, I think a Mexican place the other day that we normally go to, and it was just like a front and back.
Mhm.
That thing used to fold and
Oh yeah.
and open up. So you're seeing people going, hey, here's what people really want. And we're not going to do all these things on the outskirt. I mean, unless you're the Cheesecake Factory, of course, then
Well.
you got to have 1,000 items or else people will start to look at you crazy.
Correct. Yeah.
This guy can help me.
My least favorite restaurant, by the way, on planet Earth.
Is that
Go
right?
ahead. Yes.
Is that right?
Don't ever invite me out to dinner to the Cheesecake Factory. Just saying.
Well, so let's go back
Sorry.
to. That's,
Not sorry.
No, we got to pass a lot of places to get to the Cheesecake
Yeah,
Factory based on
For
where
sure.
we are,
For sure.
and we'll stop. We
Yeah.
can pick any of them. So I do. There are some cheesecakes though that I do like.
I'll get an email about
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
or an Instagram message for sure.
Well, God bless them. What I will say is this, and we'll go back to what you talked about earlier, right? The royalties go to buying lunch at Chick-fil-A on Friday.
All right.
Let's take a look at this for just a minute. There was
One nugget, sip and bite and pass. Those royalties.
Well, but when Chick-fil-A, when Boston Market, remember when Boston Chicken came into business,
Yeah,
and then it
loved
became
Boston
Boston Market,
Yeah, love Boston Market.
and they
Boy,
overexpanded.
they
it.
ruined that thing.
They ruined it. And
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, some of the leadership in Chick-fil-A were saying, well, we got to compete with them. We got to compete with them.
Right.
We got to compete with them. And the ownership said, no, we don't.
Right.
We've got to get locked in on what we're doing.
Right.
We're going to let them deal with that. And they ended up closing up shop.
I mean, it's great. The chicken was delicious. They had some good sides. I mean,
Absolutely.
they really mucked that up.
And they had
The sweet potato casserole that they
the
had
mac and
was
cheese
delicious.
was good.
Mac and cheese was decent.
yum.
The gravy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I used to get the Boston Carver, like the ham.
Right.
And then the rotisserie chicken. I mean,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
yeah,
and-
they blew that. That's a
just
shame.
dumb.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's a great example of what you're talking about, Corey, is you've got all this great stuff, but you're not selling all of it.
Right.
How do you reduce the stuff you're not selling
Yes.
and cut that? So cut the bologna sandwich, cut whatever you're not selling so that you get ahead of end up having to close up shop. And that's what we're talking about right now is how do you recognize things that are cutting into your profitability
Right.
or reducing your total revenue, and then so that you can address that before you end up like Boston Market.
Agreed. I was trying to look up and see how many Boston Markets were left.
Mm.
This list is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like less than 25. Can that be correct?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just in my area. That's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, they got nuggets. Okay. They got a very attractive video.
They do.
Dipping the nice dipping sauces. I'll never know because I don't live anywhere. I don't know the next time I'm going to be in Shaker Heights. I don't know if I'm going to. There's where? 4 locations in New Jersey. I live in Virginia. 4 locations in Jersey.
That's not a trip.
Oh, Union. Oh, they still have one in Union. Okay, well, Boston. No, that is not there anymore. That's not true. I got this. This ain't accurate. Yeah, that's another show for another day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's easy
so
to
we
get
talked about drop your
sure.
20% your low
Correct.
performers. 3, improve automation
Right.
and follow up on onboarding. I mean, my God, I don't have to use the word AI again, but
Right.
man, there's so many things that you can do. We've just taken on a new client that's in the AI space.
Okay.
And man, the stuff that this tech stack that they can do
Wow.
with audio,
Oh, wow.
like full-blown conversations.
Is that right? Okay.
Like stem to stern.
Wow.
So think about the impact of that in processing information, managing roadside assistance, all these things that cost human. The interesting thing about why I'm really excited about this is I do a lot of business with people overseas. So this is nothing, but we know the progression. Why I'm excited about the voice piece and the ability. We call it. It's referred to in the industry as agentic commerce. And why I'm excited about that is because we lost a lot of jobs. This isn't going to bring the jobs back from the level of human capital.
Right.
But we lost a lot of jobs to overseas.
Yes.
Call centers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Big changeover. India, Mexico, Latin America,
right.
which is Mexico, but other areas of Latin America, Philippines. We lost a lot. And many times you still have customer service issues because you have language barriers that aren't so much about English, but it's more about accent.
Yeah.
So they're saying the right words, but it's not coming across. So what is so interesting to me is from the AI perspective, and I don't know the economies that design. Like I probably should have tapered this what I'm saying, but now it's on tape already. Right. But I'm excited about the fact that because you can bring that business. Because you need people. I mean, you need people to code that. You need people to manage dashboards, understand sentiment, and manage that process. So there's a way to direct people, but we can use technology to do that. U.S. technology, right? These are American companies,
correct?
With this tech stack here, and that does create jobs and create opportunity. So I just find it really exciting that we can. It's the next evolution in a lot of that conversation. So I'm not excited about putting people out of work. But the statement is always this type of stuff is not an if, it's a when.
Correct.
Again, extended conversation. But the point being improving automation. So if I'm a business owner that relies on a lot of inbound calls,
correct,
sales calls, leads, these type of things, appointment setting.
Yes.
And that's now a human's job.
Right.
I'm looking for revenue. I'm looking for opportunities. So that doesn't mean I fire people per se.
Right.
It means I can get more efficient, which improves my margin,
right,
which may not require me to have to hire more people
right,
as I grow, because that's the growing pains, right, Corey? I need more people. Great, we're blowing up. We're booking 20 appointments a day for our carpet cleaning business or for whatever,
right.
And I don't have the people to do it. Right. So now you can plug in this type of AI system that is not only going to book it, it's going to send them the SMS.
Right.
It's going to set the reminder. It's going to put it on your calendar. It's going to send them a payment link.
Right.
So they can pay. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, and the other thing you don't have to do is replace some people that leave. Right. You can.
Yes.
That's that's another thing. That's a big commitment. Is somebody leaves,
turnover costs,
and now you've got to replace them. And if there's things that
customer acquisition, turnover,
yep, all of that,
labor,
agreed.
I mean, health insurance. I mean, all of those factors that go in there.
What was it, 150% an employee now?
It's crazy.
It's like 150%.
I know
of their
my
salary.
check. I know I'm writing double.
Yeah.
Out. So.
Yeah, but salary and benefits is like 150% of salary.
Yeah. So, and the tax man cometh. All right, number 4, build in. Also, last thing on this point is build in higher ticket or value stacked offers, right?
Correct.
And we've talked about this, revenue lines, finding parallel things there.
Correct.
So, bottom line is you don't fix it by working harder.
Right.
Right? That doesn't become the fix. But it's more so about redefining leverage, in there. So, because at the end of the day, when revenue requires more energy than it used to,
right,
your model, my friends, is leaking efficiency.
Yeah, well said.
And you better believe it.
One of the, we talk a lot about retail. In this episode, we've talked a lot about retail. We've talked a lot about inventory type businesses. Let's talk for a minute about coaches and consultants and value-based businesses,
Sure.
IP-based businesses. If you're working harder and your profitability hasn't changed,
right,
it might be time to reevaluate either what you're offering or what you're charging for what you're offering. Because if you haven't made any changes to your to what you're asking or what you're selling,
right,
in terms of the price of what you're selling, you got to give yourself credit for the value that you've acquired over the last 5 years.
Right.
So might be time to either increase what you're selling, increase the price point of that, or sell more packages so that you can bundle in more profitability.
Yeah.
Woo. When the church say amen.
Right, because a lot of people are, I've been in consulting 20 years. People are thinking ChatGPT solves their consulting problem. Right? I mean, ChatGPT can give you greater or Perplexity or any of them, like large language models. So we'll just put them all there.
Correct.
So they're asking some of those questions, thinking that will solve it, and then they're going with that strategy. Now, mind you, you live and die by that strategy at that point. So,
Correct.
So now it's like, what more can you offer?
Right.
In that total purview,
Correct.
that's not just the exchange of information.
Right.
Right. I mean, I talked about in a previous episode, like my attorney, I didn't get rid of my attorney.
Correct.
Now I save money by taking first pass at what I'm looking for and then having him weigh in.
Right.
So maybe the 2 hours he was going to bill me now is an hour.
Right.
So he's not eliminated. Now he may have to rework how he looks at things because of that model and how his model works. But, even in our world, many times, if we're working with somebody, well, it becomes more comprehensive. So it's not just, advisory, but it's, what can we do at our studio? What can we do to impact your media?
Right.
Come to our studio.
Right.
ChatGPT can't replicate that piece. So there's just other things that go along with it. But you're making a good point. I mean, you're kind of leading us also into issue number 3, so to speak, as one element of what you said. But you're competing on reputation, instead of innovation,
right?
We're different because we've been around 20 years now. And I was having this conversation with somebody as it relates to this AI technology that we're talking to clients about. No one can say that.
Right.
Oh, we've been in the AI game for 15 years.
Right. That's true.
Right? So everybody's got a level. How many clients do you have? Oh, we've got about 100 clients. That's all? Well, how many could you have in 18 months?
Right.
Right? So in terms of the technology being, now there's your, yes, people have had AI, there's Reddits and posts about like BlackRock and, they've been in the AI business for 15 years or whatever. But I'm talking about mainstream, everybody, accessible to everybody kind of thing. So it's like you can't even say that now. Right. I'm having a conversation right now about picking a company, debating between 3 companies. And one company has 143 employees because they built a largely human-based model.
Okay.
And the person that's competing with them is largely using AI-based technology to do the things that the people are doing.
Okay.
It's almost 80% cheaper.
Okay.
Or less expensive, or whatever words you want to use. It's very difficult to justify going with the company that is selling based on, we've got real people, because for 25 years, that's how the model, they built the model based on people and relationships and filling their building to service their customers because you had to. You needed a human capital ratio to do that. That's just not the case anymore.
Right.
So if they're competing on, we're putting real eyeballs on this or whatever, it's just not the same compelling story at half the cost where I can save 80% or 70% or 50% in a cost conscious model in terms of growing. So, you rarely launch anything new.
Right.
Like if it ain't, even, Shake Shack changes the menu every few months, right?
Right.
I think they're on their Korean barbecue kick. Willie H he's the sampler.
Okay.
Now I'm Old Faithful.
All right.
Give me the regular deal, put my bacon on it, da-da-da. He's the tray. He's going to have the mushroom burger when they do it. He had the whatever. But, and then the last thing, and this is great for the exact example we're in right now with this decision we're making, is competitors are adding features that you're not.
Right.
And you know what it just made me think of? Speed Queen. Speed Queen, is that what they're called? The washer machines. Speed Queen,
I
right?
think that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so because I got a pitch from a guy, the company that sells it over here that reps, they resell the brand. But Speed Queen, white, knobs, work. And their point is, we're just workhorse. No fancy buttons, no bing bong, can't use an app. It's just hardcore.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I can see the selling point. Like it's just, it never dies. It's not fancy. It never dies.
Right.
It's not cheap. It costs just as much.
Okay.
As a LG or whatever as, whatever's high end, I guess Melee. But it's just plain Jane with the idea that we have less moving parts. There's less things to break. We don't want to be fancy.
And it's stronger than oak.
And then I don't know. Like as I think about that, I guess it's a good selling point, but is it from a societal standpoint? And spoiler alert, I don't have a Speed Queen.
Right.
I have an LG that my wife can run from the app.
There you go.
And goes ding, ding, dong, and sings songs and does these things. So I don't know. Are they missing an opportunity because they're contrarian? I understand being contrarian can be a benefit to you, but are they missing an opportunity? Could they be selling more if they gave people more of what they wanted?
Well, I think that one really is. It depends, right? You identify your ideal customer profile. So if their ideal customer profile is like hotels, and hospitals,
which I'm sure it is,
right? But
I'm in a consumer store as a consumer looking for something, and then there they are lined up.
Correct. You're in a single unit retail store and you're looking for one thing.
Like a Best Buy, not a Best Buy, but equivalent.
Right. You're looking for one thing. So the question that you're asking is absolutely valuable. Are they missing out, or are they showing that something in the wrong place? Maybe they should be showing that somewhere else.
I gotta imagine there's a lot of brands that tried to stay true to their core that aren't in business anymore.
That's very possible.
Ignoring channels you don't understand.
Oh, we got some new ones in there.
Yeah, that's good. So agreed though.
Yeah.
And here's what, we'll turn it into a sales conversation.
Yeah.
When you talk about that, you've been in business for 20 years.
Right.
When you talk about that, you have, to the companies you're comparing, you've got 143 people compared to 25. The 25 is more cost effective because they use technology.
I don't even know how many people they have because they don't make that point.
Right.
I know that they got.
But those are features.
Right.
Those don't sell.
Right.
What sells is what I can do for you. And so if you're looking at your business in terms of features, you're already behind.
But their price point is higher because their business model is people dependent.
Correct. And the reason their business model is people dependent is because that's a feature to them.
Right.
They're like, this is how we do it. Well,
right.
That people don't care about that anymore.
Right.
They care about what your outcomes are.
Mm-hmm.
What are you? How can you maximize and improve the speed of their business? I got to tell you, when done right, technology is faster than people.
Right.
So responsiveness is going to be quicker.
I mean, and listen, take nothing away from legacy. Legacy builds trust,
right,
but
confidence.
innovation builds growth.
Right, and what we're saying, what we're saying is find the right balance.
Right.
If you're living on legacy,
Yeah.
then start to look for innovation so that you can continue to stay in business.
Correct. And again, crawl, walk, run. Can you introduce one new offer or service enhancement annually? No, you don't have to be trying to churn out stuff,
Right.
Every minute of the day.
Right.
So, can you do that? Can you package your expertise differently
Right.
for our professional services folks? Can you add speed?
Right.
Can you add convenience? Can you add simplicity
Right.
to how you deliver something? Also, what adjacent industries, what are they doing? Is there some innovation that you can borrow
Yeah.
from another industry or something that they're seeing that they're doing? You don't, and again, this message is, you don't need to reinvent the wheel,
Right.
but you do need to modernize it. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So reputation gets you considered, but innovation, I mean, as we're experiencing, innovation to get you chosen. And you
Right.
want to be chosen.
Well said.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
Work with me, brother. Work with me.
I always tell people, particularly like in the speaking community in that world, I don't ever want to be commoditized.
Mm-mm.
I don't want someone to go, oh, get me a business speaker.
Right.
I want somebody to say, get us Corey Mosley.
Correct.
I mean, that's the goal,
Correct.
right? Not, hey, we're looking at 7 business growth speakers. What makes you better?
Right.
Or send us your video
Correct.
so we can look. I mean, again, you plan that, but that's never the best call. My speaking engagement last month, the phone conversation with the planner was, our CEO saw you in June
Right.
at another conference,
Wow.
and we want you to come do our conference with our 130 regional reps.
Fantastic.
Right?
Right.
Not we're shopping,
Right.
like even the speakers bureaus, it's like just it was our client requested you.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
what is your fee? And by the way, we take 30% of that.
That's right.
Whole nother show.
Right. My fee, what's my fee plus 30%?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get to 4. We're in the home stretch.
We're good.
All right, 4. Your revenue is mostly transactional.
Okay.
Now, what does that look like sometimes? Every
Right.
month starts at 0.
Right.
Revenue spikes and drops.
Mm.
Also, I think I'm describing just about every professional service business out there. You're constantly chasing new deals.
Yes.
And listen, I can attest to this. Transactional revenue creates a great deal of stress.
Yes.
Now, this isn't groundbreaking, but of course, reoccurring revenue creates stability.
Right.
So that could be the idea of a transfer when we talk about your model, right? So can you add maintenance?
Right.
Can you add membership? Can you add continuity? Are there revenue opportunities there in those key areas? I tell us the tax guys, if you're just talking to your client once a month at tax time,
Right.
you're missing an opportunity. Why don't you have advisory services? Why not for $199 a month or $500 quarterly? I get a 1-hour review of my quarterly financials.
Right.
Like, I have no idea why you would just want to live off the, yes, it's great. You got 800 returns and you charge $800 for a return.
Right.
Like, you can make a few $100,000. But
Right.
it just seems like a lot of money left on the table. And it seems like a lot of businesses do that. They don't even try to. Now, they'll ask, oh, would you like to make your next appointment?
Right.
But no one, my manicurist has never said, hey, would you, I can offer you 10% if you buy a 10-pack.
Right.
Like, it's just, okay, well, see when your nails get long again.
Right. See,
Right? I
see you in
mean,
a couple weeks.
that just to me would be, somebody's got to be willing to take that offer. Like,
right.
but there's got to be a customer who's committed
Correct.
to, I mean, nails is mainly obviously driven as a female industry.
Right.
So, like, my wife is every 2 weeks is going
Right.
to get, but why? So if I could put those dollars in advance, again, I'm talking about cash flow, right? Cash in the
Right.
bank. Why wouldn't I even offer that? I don't. So like I just.
Well, and
I
here's
don't know.
so you're making a great point, Corey.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too. We're talking about it from the business perspective. If you look at it from the buyer perspective, you're making it easier for them to set up a membership model or to set up a multi-buy model, because they don't have to pull out their credit card every time. They don't have to think about, oh, do I have my wallet, or oh, what's with me, or oh, my phone's in the other room
Right.
with my card on it. I mean, you're making it easier for them to do business with you, which makes it more likely that they're going to continue to do business with you, which is what we're talking about.
Right. And the other thing that's good
I
about
want to work with.
Yeah, and the other thing that's good about that too is getting them to pay in. So I mean, we have some clients that pay in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we'll do a larger thing where it's a larger project that would be cost prohibitive for them to write a single check for their cash flow,
Right.
right? So it's like you're paying in, and then so we'll see you next quarter, but you've paid into it,
Right.
So instead of showing up next quarter with one big check or one big whatever, you've been paying incrementally.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people. It's amazing the things that people will say yes to if you just offer it to them.
Right. Yeah.
Right? They're not proactively going to do that, but if you just offer it to them.
Correct.
I mean, I tell you, I think the stats were, right, 70% supersized it because they asked every time.
Right.
They didn't wait till you got to the window, looked at you, and said, oh, you look like you like it extra large. Right? They didn't judge. Everybody got the same thing. Oh, I like a number one with a Coke. Great. Supersize it?
Yep.
Right?
Right.
Period.
And what is it? The movie theater for a quarter, you can get twice as much?
Right.
I mean,
Correct.
yeah.
Right. You don't need it, but this is about psychology.
Correct.
Right? The psychological impact of that. The idea that I can double the size for a quarter.
Right.
I'm also doubling the sugar content.
And
doubling the diabetes, but
That should be against the law.
yeah, exactly. So, are there opportunities? Can you convert one-time services into retainers?
correct.
Can you bundle services into longer-term agreements? We were offered a savings if we did 2 years on a contract instead of 1 year on a contract. Is there some way to reward loyalty? Is there some type of access you can do, or VIP programs, or things of that nature? That create revenue opportunities that people would be interested in. Years ago, we did an event, and at the event, it included lunch. It included a boxed lunch. But for an extra $50, you could have a sit-down lunch with the speakers in a private room. So you had a Q&A, you had access to the speakers. We had bankers, lawyers. It was a small business event.
Sure.
So we had that. We had the local vice president of small business banking for the bank, and we had a marketer guy in there. So for an extra $50, now the way we did that is you bought your ticket, and when you came to register, we offered you the upsell right there.
Okay.
So you had your $97 ticket, you were getting your boxed lunch, you were gonna have full access to the event, and as you were checking in, hey, we have 20 spots available. If you'd like to, your boxed lunch is included. If you'd like to have a plated lunch in the separate room, in a VIP room with our speakers, it's an extra $49 or whatever it was. Okay. And then they could upsell themselves right on the spot.
Correct.
It's like, one-on-one time with the speakers, da-da-da-da. And then you did that. So we could have just left it at nothing, but why not try? We had to eat anyway. Right. So why not? And it was a value to them for people,
correct,
whether it was ego, whether it was access, or whatever. It was a rationale versus my speakers was just eating lunch in a separate room.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
With so it just made a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Because 20%, 30%, like recurring revenue added could change everything.
Right.
Your ability to get equipment, your ability to hire people, your ability to pay your people more, all these things can focus on that. So, because I'll say this in the camera, if every month starts at 0, you don't have growth, you have a treadmill.
That bad.
I mean, treadmill might be good for your VO2 max,
right,
and your health, but yeah.
Right.
All right, let's get to number 5 so we get out of here.
Yep.
You haven't replaced or retired an offer in 3 or more years.
Ooh, okay.
So 3 or more years, same services, same pricing, same packaging, same client types. So the exposure piece there is that if nothing has changed, that may not be stability. you may be confusing that with stagnation.
Right. Well, and if you haven't changed that offer and you haven't changed the pricing on that offer, your profitability is decreased on that offer because the costs of that offer have gone up.
Sure, as we talked about earlier.
Right.
Right, yeah. So, what are you doing? So, I mean, again, simple. We generally don't like to deal in the complex, right?
Right.
So what can we do with that? Well, can you conduct an offer audit once a year? I have several colleagues and friends who, they do this more formal. They go away and then I have some friends who mastermind together once a year.
Right.
So pick a nice location, go think about what the next year is going to look like, what they can cut, share ideas, what they're doing, not doing.
Right.
So, there's that piece. So, kill underperforming or low margin services.
Right.
We talked about that earlier with the drop to 20%, but get straight, kind of looking you straight in the head, just drop it. Can you repackage some of your best stuff just at a higher value?
Yes.
It's funny, like when you hear you hear like the old Martha Stewart stories, right? When Martha Stewart was baking those pies and she was trying to hustle them at the events and she was selling them for $4, nobody wanted them.
Right.
When she made those pies $12, they sold out. Right? Perceived value.
Correct.
Right? My uncle has a saying, cheap and good very rarely go together.
Correct. Your uncle's a smart man.
These shoes are $20. That's why you walked out of them. That's why the soul is 10 feet behind you right there. Into the ground. Yeah, exactly. And then also, like, is there something premium? Is there a flagship? Is there something premium that you can offer there? Because if you look at this historically, think about some of your favorite brands or your favorite people, your favorite whatever. Strong businesses evolve their offer stack,
correct,
on a regular basis, versus weak businesses who will just protect outdated stuff because it's their comfort zone.
Yeah. One of the things, and I'll use the numbers 5 and 3 for this example. One of the things you can do, let's say you have 5 offers and your offers have been consistent over the last 3 or 4 years. Take a look at those 5 offers. What can you do to repackage them into 3 offers and increase the value of all 3 of them?
Right.
Just make them all more valuable, and maybe move some of the things in the 2 that you get rid of into some of the other, into the remaining 3.
Sure.
Like what you're talking about, repackage, repurpose, and reduce the number of offers you have. Because sometimes what we'll run into is people have 10 or 11 offers.
Right.
That's really hard to manage.
Mm-hmm.
And if not all of those off, you're not selling them all at high profit. Look at reappropriating those offers and look at redoing them.
And it's so funny. I was just having this conversation with a client that was talking about some advancements that they're having to their technology, and they're like, should we have this as a bolt-on, an add-on, and this, that, and the other? And I said, I wouldn't focus on that. I would have these add-on. I would have these extra features in the cut. I would get as many clients as I can on my core.
Right.
And then roll these out at a price increase. So when you say, we're going from $2,500 a month to $2,750, but we're adding this feature.
Okay.
Instead of having a line item that's $2,500 base plus $500 for this, plus $500 for that, complicating the transaction.
Correct.
Right. Get them on, and then now have a price increase strategy that plugs those new features in.
Correct.
So now they're already on the juice, so to speak.
Right.
And they're more likely to obviously stay on. You've got a revenue booster, and it allows you to remain modern. And you might have had it for 6 months.
Right.
But you know what? Keep perfecting it. Beta test it. Do those types of things, and then roll it out as a value add as part of that. So,
and I cut you off.
Or a new pricing tier, but yeah.
Well, I cut you off. But here's the thing that most of us have learned the hard way. Line item offers create negotiation.
Sure.
And that is energy and effort that you really don't need to spend.
Right.
Because people, do I need that? Do I need that?
Right.
So here's my package.
Right.
Here's what it includes. If you want less, here's a less expensive package that includes less.
Yeah, I mean, listen, go to the grocery store, go down the baking aisle, grab you a box of Duncan Hines white cake, go home, and start crossing through some of the things in addition to the batter that they tell you to put in.
Right.
Eggs, I don't need no stinking eggs.
Right, exactly.
2 cups of oil, I only got 1 cup. Let me put that in.
Right.
And then I want you to tell me what happens.
Right. What does that cake taste like?
Yes. I want you to tell me what that cake tastes like.
Right.
Right. So if you're willing to, because you don't want to be in a devalue situation.
Correct.
Because that's exactly what it's going to be. Here's the bottom line. I want to say this to the camera.
Yeah.
So I encourage all these people to watch us, stream us visually for dramatic effect. If you won't disrupt your own model, the market will.
And you better believe it.
So,
well said.
Mic drop. I'm done there.
Yeah.
So listen, if any of these warning signs, if any of these things, hit close to home, we're not saying this so you panic.
Correct.
Right? But modernize, reposition, rebuild leverage. Because ultimately growth isn't accidental, it's designed. And I think that's the key. Now, this feeds in well. I mean, I encourage you to get your hands on a copy of Position for Growth.
Right.
Because we really, I simply break that down in layman's.
Right.
And I wrote the book in a manner that fits my ADHD. Right. So it's not a 500-page Iliad.
Right.
You can hop on a plane and on a plane ride, finish it. But it gets into the crevices of this and that, what the issue is and what to do.
Right.
From a modernized perspective. I also talk about this obviously in my keynotes. So yes, I encourage you to get that book. Also, head over to CoreyMosley.com for more information on Position for Growth. Head over to LonGraham.com to if you want to help your sales leaders. If you're a leader in an organization and you want to do that, let us help you. I mean, we want to give as much value as we can now here, but hey, let's do some business.
Let's do some business. Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to leave it right there. LG, give you the last, well, not the last word, but close to the last word.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming back. And next time, bring a friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, LG007. Hey, everybody, this has been another edition of the Grow Business Podcast. All right. On behalf of myself, Corey Mosley, Lon Graham, LG007, and Willie H., we look forward to seeing you next time. Willie H., take us out. Don't panic.
No.
Pivot.
Yeah.
Don't panic. Pivot.
Don't panic. Pivot.
Or expand. I mean, it's just about thinking different. And it's so, it is so easy to get complacent.
Right.
And it's particularly if it's a monotony of
complacent, comfortable,
of the job,
all
right?
that, right? Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
Well, that's the value.
Tremendous opportunity. Yeah, look at those Boston Market nuggets. Look how good that looks. It looks tasty right there.
Those do look tasty. They do.
They got good pictures. That chicken looks good.
Yeah, they hired good marketing.
Yeah, but I can't get any. I mean, I can't go to order now.
Correct.
Philadelphia, Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Okay.
Philly, Phoenixville, PA.
I live in Fairfax, one in the shopping center. So it started out.
Well, there was one. The one I used to go to was in what's the outlets up there?
Oh, Potomac Mills.
Yes. They had one right outside Potomac Mills.
They did. They had one in the parking lot of the building. I used to, when I worked in pharmaceutical sales, I would use them for
catering. Like catering. Bring some.
Yeah.
Few left in Texas. Buffalo. I mean, I gotta go to Buffalo and get a chicken sandwich.
I go to Buffalo. I'm getting a beef on a wick. Some wings.
All right.